wish to conquer pain, you must learn what makes me kind. The crumbs of love that you offer me, they're the crumbs I've left behind. Your pain is no credential here, it's just the shadow of my wound. Have begun to long for you, I who have no greed. I have begun to ask for you, I who have no need. You say you're gone away from me, but I can feel you when not dress in those rags for me. I know you are not poor, and don't love me quite so fiercely now when you know that you are not sure. It is your turn, my beloved one, it is your flesh that I wear.
Remember Black Sails, the greatest television show of all time, the greatest episode ender of all time, when that lady gets shot and this song plays, and you're like, oh, I can't believe that fucking happened. This is crazy. I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that just as we were starting here. I know the stream starting soon thing is on. Don't tell me. I just need to make videos about good things, you know, about all the best things in the world. Instead of doing these little videos, we need to quit getting distracted, okay? We need to make a video about every great moment in Black Sails. So every episode, we're doing the Evangelion thing for Black Sails now. We're going to make videos about how great Berserk is and how everybody's retarded and nobody knows why Berserk is great. And we're going to make videos about, you know, Boardwalk Empire and how it's got the greatest finale of all time. Well, greatest second last episode and probably best finale of all time. We just got to make a video about everything to do with Mad Men. We just got to do the thing. We just got to make Last of Us 2 videos. I'm in a bit of a crisis on that front. I guess The Last of Us is topical. I feel like I did a really good job at explaining things in that. It was a weird vibe to that recording we did yesterday, The Last of Us Part 2, Season 2, Part 2, Season 2, Part 2 adaptation of Season 2 of the HBO show. You understand. Got a decent amount of views so far. Heath and Mia have left comments so far, I think. Oh, Miller did too. I think, it was Miller censored? I can't even remember what he said. I remember it was short and pointy. Or was it response here? Here it is. Video needs a part 2. Very funny. I don't know, having the notes in my hand and the fact that I was trying to hurry because EliteAri's had to leave at 12 o'clock. There was something about the combination of those two things, plus it being a very busy day for me. I had to watch a football game, then I had to watch WrestleMania, then I had to watch The Last of Us episode 2, then I had to record with EliteAri's, and then I had something after that too. I was like, oh, this is what it feels like to be alive. Except not really, because fucking watching WrestleMania is fucking boring. There ain't no secondary NT WrestleMania video, I'll tell you that much. And that's emblematic of what we think about that shit show. I try to warn them that John Cena was terrible at everything he does, but, you know, they don't believe me. I guess it wasn't so much me explaining certain... Like, I feel like and I feel like I've only just realized this, is that, like, The Last of Us Part 2 is, like, the best thing ever because of, like, all the very, very little details, I think. And I feel like a lot of little details were coming to me. Every time I'd like tell EliteAri to shut up after I'd been rambling for like 2 minutes. The thing that I was always end on about like, and I think seeing it differently in a different version was very like, oh, like it let me compare and it was easy to think about and talk about the differences. I was like, man, all of these points are really good. This should be a video or something. And so the structure of how I sort of plan, the structure for my Last of Us videos is terrible. It is like line by line analysis for like the first 40 minutes of the game, and then one big video about like Ellie and Abby overall, and kind of theme stuff, but kind of not really. It's like, is this really what we should do? Should we make 1,000,000 5-minute videos about it or something like that? That'd probably be a lot better. But I don't know. I have to think about that. I have been kind of making progress on the battles video. I don't think it'll be out before the end of the month, so it's going to be 2 months without any uploads. So that's fun. Why do you like The Last of Us? You fake fan. No, I'm a real fan. But I feel like everything Miller said that he hated about it. Now Heath is on the edge of his seat because we didn't get to reveal all the Miller comments. I guess we could do it on stream, really. But I feel like everything Miller complained about, I also complained about. It's for different reasons most of the time, but I don't know. That's silly. Whatever. I feel like I was building up to a larger point there. There have been some interesting consumption updates too. Well, first of all, we have finished 8 Karanokyo Kai movies. My ratings are up. So, EliteAri, don't check Mal. They are on Mal. I guess Heath can go and look at them if he wants to be spoiled, or he can wait for the video. I kind of jokingly implied to EliteAri that we could record tomorrow, but he would have to watch literally all 4 movies tonight/tomorrow, which I don't think is happening. I wonder if EliteAri gets Anzac Day off. Maybe he'll... It is funny that oh my god, I nearly said where I work. Most big companies, most big stores are closed on Anzac Day, which you would think wouldn't be a thing. Like Easter, okay. Christmas, okay. Labor Day, obviously. But Anzac Day? Like, they're not closed on Remembrance Day, but Anzac Day is the one. I wonder if shitty little tech bros get it off too. But I have these 2 movies. This movie I watched over like 7 watching sessions. This one was only 2, but this one is also only 33 minutes long. This video is insane. I think I might cut most of it. This is, I don't know. I don't know if anybody cares about the creation process, but it has been a fucking stupid journey, this nonsense. This battles video. I'm sort of torn between what I want it to be and I think what makes it a better video. Or it's like, do I literally go through literally every battle in relative detail, describing it, which is a bit of recap, and then talking slightly at the end about how it falls into one of 3 categories, and then moving on to the next one? I feel like that makes the video very good for people who have seen the show before and are like, oh yeah, remember this one? Oh, this one's next? Oh, I remember that episode. Which I think would probably be good for like... It's good for, like, not engagement, but it's good. I think it would be interesting to people, but not in, like, the way the conclusions are coming, just in the way of, like, literally people, all they actually want is recap. Or do I cut a lot of the fat and just have it be points? I don't know. I have to edit the bulk of the script where I'm actually talking about examples, so. I think we went over all these old tweets last too. Oh my god, did you see EliteAri rewatched The Lighthouse without me? Didn't even let me know about it. He watched some other gay movie, and that's not an insult. It's about gay girls, apparently. I was looking through this just before. Look at him. The Lighthouse, you know, kind of a boring movie. Pretty mid. I looked up what this series was. I don't know. I read the Wikipedia page a little bit. Here he watched The Florida Project. What's Heath doing? Didn't even search Heath that time. Question marking the great Australian state here. This is crazy. What's going on here? Oh no, it's a rugby union ball. That's gross. Certainly a Japanese perspective. I might kill myself if I ever do this again. Use hints to find Easter eggs on my anime list entries. Easter egg hunt. Heath apparently did this. This is crazy. Oh, yeah, I did see this tweet where Heath was making fun of Totally Not Mark for thinking this girl is good. I know she's from Jujutsu Kaisen, so I know things. Spring. I don't know any of these shows, so how can I comment? Lazarus got a good. Everybody's been hyping that up for some reason. It literally just looks like a cash-in on Cowboy Bebop, even though silly fucking that dude has made a million other anime that nobody cares about. This has Attack on Titan text. The little red thing here. This is Pokemon Horizons. It is funny because I do say Horizons as like a metaphor, like a funny metaphor a lot in my video. And a lot of people are going to be like, Pokemon Horizons? But no, I don't watch that shit. Where's the media checklist? What, you mean slacking? There's no way the 10th was the last time we updated, Heath. What the fuck's going on here? I've seen all these. That's pathetic. My goodness gracious me. First of all, Miller Killer says Wawa 7 and is spoiling things while EliteAri's is in chat, so if he does it again, we will be banning him. So that's crazy. Lol, you didn't like Shikin Kokoto talking in the snow for 30 minutes? Shut up! Everybody shut the fuck up! EliteAri's is here and he hasn't seen these movies yet. What the fuck? There's another public holiday on Friday. I had no idea. What fucking sucks is it's 2 Fridays in a row, and Friday is my day off anyway, so I don't get extra days off, and I get fucked. Oh my god, Blind Wave just uploaded Naruto Shippuden episode 200. What was it called? Naruto's Plea. Oh, I know which episode that is. That could be us, EliteAri. You slacking, you fucking idiot. Do you not talk to anyone at work, lol? That's all you should be talking about all week. What? What should we be talking about? Oh, how the day's off? I don't give a fuck. And no, I don't talk to these fucking idiots. Everyone took off time from work this week, but I assumed because Monday was a public holiday. Did I get paid double for Monday? I don't even know. It's not double. Anyway, should we get into the EliteAri getting destroyed in his own comment section? A visitor in his own home he is over here. Or should we... Let's just talk about consumption real quick, because the EliteAri content is the real content, because it's very funny and we can read comments. I started something like nobody knows about, which is interesting. I haven't really done much Chrono Trigger at all. I've been lagging very much on Chrono Trigger, and I'm like 2 hours away from it being over, I think. So that's a little weird. Karanokyo Kai is out of the way, so we'll probably try and finish Chrono Trigger next. April has been a terrible month, just like March. I don't know what the fuck has happened. EliteAri is a Jew. We did find that out. It's crazy. I watched a Super Eye Patch Wolf video, a Super Eye Patch Wolf stream video. I don't even know why I'm subscribed to that channel. And he played like the first 5 minutes of this like weird horror RPG called Look Outside. And I liked it and I downloaded it and I'm now playing it. I haven't played it in like 2 days. It's very clearly Undertale inspired, where there's like a runaway, like you can talk to the monsters you're supposed to be fighting, which is interesting. Because it's almost the ultimate take a penny, look up to whatever the penny mathematosis thing is. Of Undertale has given so many pennies that now when you're playing an RPG, you've sort of got to think about whether or not you want to kill stuff. Anyway, is this the VOD channel? And this is I watched one of these. Oh no, this is the second video. But anyway, I watched him play like the first 30 seconds of this game, and he got killed and booted to the title screen. I thought it looked cool. Because, you know, I'm a real JRPG fan now, even though this is a Western RPG. I know, something about the art style I liked. Oh, this is when he looks outside. So I'm playing this game. It's got a weird art style. Look at it, you're just walking around, and I was like, this is cool. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll write this down so I don't forget about this in 2 seconds. And then I kept thinking about it, and then I just like checked it out on Steam and bought it. I think it was like $15 too. You're just running through. Why is his name John? I left mine as Sam. That's weird. Don't name JRPG characters. I keep saying JRPG. RPG characters after yourself, unless you're playing Pokemon. That's the only way it's allowed. But look, it's very violent, chat. Look, this scary guy. He's walking towards you. So I'm playing that. Everybody's very excited to hear me talk about that. It's pretty fine. I'm like 50 minutes in or something. Then there's another thing somewhere. We didn't play Mario. We definitely haven't played Heart Gold. We haven't played much Chrono Trigger. We haven't played much Crash Team Racing, as in Zero. Oh, I read all the Heavenly Delusion chapters that I was down on. I was down 3. It was very fun. Some kind of massive answers, EliteAri. Don't worry, I won't be spoiling stuff here. Pretty cool stuff too. We're in sort of an arc where we're focusing on a weird side character. Can you believe it? But should be the main character hashtag. So I'll probably do a video, a secondary ENT video about that soon. And there was one other thing, wasn't there? Oh, CeeLo Pilled isn't here, so he's the only one that would even care about this. But I was playing Pokemon Run and Bun. I've done like 2 attempts. I honestly should stream it if I had a proper streaming setup. I have been thinking about moving out just as like literally to stream more, which is a terrible idea. Also, I need to do something. Like I literally tangentially I Googled apartments for like 10 minutes like 2 nights ago. But I also don't know what location I would do and stuff. I was also thinking maybe I should go to Canberra again. Maybe like after June or something. Me and EliteAri should do part 2 of our little excursion. And this time cover interesting topics or something. Because I'm still not doing shit. So, I don't know. Something's about to break. I don't know. There's going to be big changes or something. Or not. So that wasn't much consumpting. Huh? I was kind of relying on CeeLo Pilled being here to talk about Pokemon Run and Bun because it's epic and stuff. Oh my god, can we make this blue, kind of? So, hold on. Heath, give me the rundown. It seems like we should probably be watching this 9th movie, right? I did skim through it because it was part of my torrent. And obviously it like the art style looks very different because it's much more recent. I think it's like a actual. Is it like a movie, like an anime tie-in movie, like the My Hero movies that I haven't seen, but I sort of understand, or like a Dragon Ball movie where it's not really plot related, but it's like there's a spectacle and the characters are there. It's kind of the vibe I'm getting. In that case, we don't really have to watch it. But I'm also like, there is just a 9th movie, and we're not doing it. But I'm pretty sure Heath said we didn't have to do it, so I don't know. Remain spoiler-free, etc., while you explain this to us. Video games. I feel like I had another video game thing that I nearly impulse did. I really need to clear stuff off the board there. You really needed to start another game? Good job. True, shitty Chrono Trigger's boring. Mario 64's dead. Everybody should give up on it. Don't worry, we'll play Crash Tag Team Racing. What a great video game. Also, that one is like supposed to be like 6 hours long or something. So, that's only like a few weeks for me. Where'd EliteAri go? Oh, what does Jeremy Johns think, everybody? Hold on. I did see that like Oh, I guess there is other like, episode 2 shit we can talk about. I sent it to Miller, but I was listening to, and I didn't actually finish it. Colin Moriarty talking about the episode, and he didn't like the episode either, which is very interesting. I didn't even check if the Kinda Funny guys had done their review yet. I saw that like the Rotten Tomatoes score, like the audience score is now at like 50% after the episode. But the implication that people who were tweeting about it seemed to be that like it was gamers that wanted everybody, like that was like they hated it and they were like reviewing it or something. Obviously, I have no idea if any of that's true. I don't know what I don't even know how to get a grasp of what normies would think. But that would be the most interesting one. You know how you get that? You watch the great normies react to it. But I haven't seen any season 2 reactions. I haven't seen any reactions in a long time. And it looks like Kinda Funny didn't do their review today, so I guess we can look forward to it in a few hours. Embarrassing. Do we actually want to watch Jeremy Johns talk about it? It's only 5 minutes, and we're not going to watch the whole thing, maybe. He'll definitely say it's better than the game. I feel like Jeremy Johns, I feel like I heard him say at one point that he didn't like the second game. It is funny because I don't really see the second game hated all today, and then I clicked on a short today that was just the interview that I played from Neil Druckmann in my marketing video, where he's like, "Trust us, don't worry, nobody loves these characters more than us," and it was just like thousands likes comments, and the title was like preemptively negative about like, we didn't know how much he fucking lied to us because he doesn't love these characters because he killed Joel, and it was just like a million comments with like a bunch of likes where it was like all the negative shit from like 2 years ago, or like 5 years ago. It is nearly 5 years ago. My goodness. Thinking about 2020 as 5 years ago, it was giving me existential dread this morning. So, but in some ways, some things more recent feel way older than that. I don't know. Time's all fucked up. Everybody gives that excuse. COVID fucked up time. There's no way that's true. And COVID didn't even change anything in my life at the time. So I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. Miller the Killer banning all my great fans again. Can you believe it? I mean, it's more of an actual epilogue than the 8th movie, but it's kind of fluffy and focuses mainly on 2 new characters with Shiki kind of in the background. Okay. I don't know. I guess I have to think about it more. Do I really want to watch another movie? Not really. We'll see what EliteAri's has to say too. There's nothing really to dislike if you haven't played the game. I doubt show only people care enough about Joel to really get mad. I mean, it was pretty fucking violent, and I don't think like, I don't know. I feel like, and this is kind of the funny thing. Like everybody I've ever heard talk about the show, like on Kind of Funny or on The Last of Us, and even like, I know they all talk about how their parents watch the show, like old normal people. And my mum watched the season 1. I haven't seen her watching season 2. She probably doesn't know it's out, and probably because she has binge built into like our Foxtel plan. So they were probably all watching it through that. And now that it's on Max or something, it might not be as easily available. So that could be the reason. But I feel like they would just hate it. Like, I don't think you can kill off main characters in TV shows and have it be popular. Like, Game of Thrones did it, but that was kind of like the gimmick, right? Like, does any other show ever do that? And the Ned Stark thing is cut away from. It's not like a torture scene and a shanking. Like, I don't know. I mean, I was kind of going off with Miller about, like, a distinction between, and I think about this distinction a lot more recently, the distinction of, like, us and our insular, like, media consumption bubble where we understand media and we engage in media fundamentally different to, like, 90% of people. And I feel like I used to underestimate that, and obviously I'm pulling that statistic out of my ass, but I feel like I used to think it was like more like 50-50, and it used to be, and it felt like this, maybe just because we were better at gatekeeping, that like everybody that talked about media on the internet was like us, and had like, we all sort of liked the same things and disliked the same things. Obviously there were vague like controversies and stuff like this. Obviously this is mashing over things a lot, but in like 2018 or something. Whereas now, and the biggest case for this for me is like with the wrestling, where it's like there's a lot more like very normal people that have kind of been crammed into this space, and so they know terms, but they don't really understand terms, and they don't really understand the gatekeepy way you arrive at terms. And I'm not even talking about like Ari's favorite like filler term thing, where it means different things even though people kind of use it interchangeably. But just like when people say character development or plot armor now, you're like, this is the signal of a retard. I don't know. And I this is building into a point. I can't remember where I was going with this. Oh, and I feel like those people now, like, on the surface level seem like they could have the same sensibilities as us, where it's like, oh, it's very challenging and awesome that this Joel scene happens this way. But I don't think they're there. I think they would just have a genuine like emotional reaction like your mum would when like some character she likes dies and she says, well, I'm not watching this show anymore. And it's because like shows aren't meant to challenge you. They're just supposed to be something you put on or look forward to. And it's like it's a fundamental, like, people do just watch things to be entertained a lot of the time. Like, movies are something you put on to cuddle to and watch TikToks. Like, this is like, and movies are something you go out to because, like, what else are you going to do? You got to go out and do something type thing. It's not like for the movie or for the media piece. It's like the background to an experience. And if it makes you uncomfortable at all, well, then you would just do something else. I don't know. What a bunch of nonsense. Anyway, Jeremy Johns, he did blackface one time. Remember that? Miller the Killer brings it up all the time. It's hilarious.
Old familiar places. So The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 2 was aired. Not gonna lie, I didn't think I'd do another video on The Last of Us, not until... Gonna give you a spoiler warning right here. If you played The Last...
Joel freaking died, guys. Now, isn't it funny that he has the same delivery, the same choppy, cut-up style that he's had for like 15 years? Isn't it rewarding? Was it violent? This is another Miller thing. Miller's been talking about how it wasn't violent at all and they pussied out of the violence. When obviously I made the point in the video that I think it is, like, the final bit is more visceral, I think. I don't know if more visceral. Visceral is not the word. It's like more... Creepy isn't the word, but it's closer. I don't know. It's all about seeing his face. I talked about that a lot. I don't know. I think my parents are watching it now. Max is cheaper than Binge. Well, it's not about, like, the paying stuff. It's about, like, Binge comes with the Foxtel plan. My mother is not signing up for a streaming service. Like, it's all built into the Foxtel plan. And she doesn't know what Max is. There are different subsections now. Like, you see TikTok theories and analysis. It's very different and stupid. Like, thinking everything is foreshadowing or just pointing out that stuff is Buddhist or some shit. That is true. And there is just... A lot of the language is like... And it probably was always this way. Is just weaponized to say thing good or weaponized to say thing bad. And, like... You know, and this is the same thing with anything. We can talk about with Ethan and the Great Hassan later. My favorite Hassan. We got to talk about that. Where none of the actual evidence matters. Like, EliteAri's like trying to post, like, this is the context for this Healer clip when Mr. R and Miller are having an argument in our Discord. And I'm like, EliteAri, you're a fucking retard. Like, Mr. R likes Hassan, Miller hates Hassan. Evidence doesn't matter. Like, you can take all of these situations and look at it from either lens. You can justify it from either way if you just, like, skip over some things. And it's like, oh, this is like, it's just, the conclusion's already assumed. Like, people are working backwards. So it's like, character developments wasn't good if Thing was bad. Character development was good if Thing was good. And it's not like, the character development is obviously not a recognition of something being good or bad. It's like a storytelling technique. But anyway, nobody cares about that shit. How his head is mush from the golf club in the game, it's way worse. She mercy kills him in the show. Miller kept saying that too, which is, like, it's kind of, I don't know. I guess it's an ending thing in the game. You probably didn't kill him instantly. I don't know. I mean, that definitely made me dislike Healer more. See, Miller the Killer is trying to virtue signal right now that he actually cares about the facts. He doesn't. Don't get confused. Don't fall for his trap here. But anyway, we're watching Jeremy Johns.
Last of Us 2 game, great, stick around. If you've seen The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 2, great, stick around. If you haven't, you should probably bounce. But if you don't care, great, stick around. All right, spoiler warning, you've been warned, so I'm going to talk about some spoilers. So I didn't think I'd do another video until the event happens. It happened. But now it's happened. In Episode 2, Season 2. That's right, live action Joel, like the video game Joel before him, has gone to the great beyond. My favorite part was when Abby kisses that golf club and says, never call golf a dull game again. That didn't happen. But what movie's that from? But there was some build-up you probably don't care about.
I don't know, chat.
Let me just talk about the thing. Yes,
I don't know movies.
Whole action sequence involving infected smashing into the walls of the city. Breaking in barrels
Epic.
of gasoline, lots of fire. Bloaters showing how CGI they can look. But Joel saves Abby's ass, and Abby's like, hey, we have a...
Bloater bad CGI criticism?
Breaking in barrels of gasoline, lots of fire. Bloaters showing how CGI they can look. But Joel saves Abby's ass, and Abby's like, hey, we have a cabin up there. We could go there for safety. Trust. So Abby leads them to the cabin where her merry band of former Fireflies are hanging out, including Jake the fake Gyllenhaal over here. But in the game, it was actually Tommy who was with Joel in the cabin, not Dina. Which
I love recap.
Tommy being back in town taking care of business.
True, it was Tommy. Did you know that?
Was there with a flamethrower. But it's funny how much more polite the crew was to Dina than Tommy. With Dina, they're like, we have this convenient shot. It's just gonna put you to sleep for an hour. Just an hour. I swear. I'm sorry. Just asleep. See, she's asleep. We're nice. Tommy just gets beat over the head like, yeah, fuck you, dude. Time to kill your brother. Abby,
God, it's so fucking good. God, this show sucks.
More in the show, which really
show that footage again.
Over the head like, yeah, fuck.
Oh, Nora, what an evil bitch.
You dude, time to
in the show, she's looking scared and stuff. Look at the great Jordan that was cut over here.
Kill your brother. Abby
cut literally when Abby slashed his fucking face.
More in the show, which really gives you all the information. You already got some before. Season 2 started out with Abby and her friends around all these graves of the Fireflies, and she's like, we're gonna kill him slow. So now you already know this person is on a quest against Joel. because he killed all these people. You do find out in this episode the doctor who was going to perform the procedure on Ellie that was going to kill her was Abby's father. You find out because she's monologuing to Joel. It's not a thing you find out when you start playing as Abby. I think it's when you find out in the game. But in the game, I liked how Joel just stonewalled Abby's monologue and was like, just give me whatever speech you got rehearsed and let's get on with it. Granted, in this episode of the show, he does not shut the fuck up already and get on with it. But after she had already given the audience the pertinent information, with Abby words all of her motivation in this scene for the sake of the audience understanding and knowing where she's coming from, I just saw opportunities for Joel to be like, I'm gonna give you a little pushback here. She's like, the doctor you killed, that was my father. Joel could have been like, do you know what your father was going to do? Kill a kid. We have a code, unlike a lawless piece of shit like you. I do have a code. It's a code of don't kill kids, unlike your father.
True, that's why Joel did it.
Who apparently did not have that code because he was going to, that's right, kill a kid. Suppose you could have the argument of that's the tragedy. Joel could have chimed in, but he was like, but the kid I saved hates me. So whatever, do what you're gonna do. Still, funny how the
Except in the show, she doesn't, right?
golf club has almost become a character at this point in the game. It just kind of, she goes and finds something she can use to beat him to death, which happens to be a golf club. In this episode, they know what the golf club has become. So the camera pans down, she picks up the golf club. It's a whole thing because the golf club is, after all, the golf club. Then she proceeds to beat his ass to death. Well, not exactly in the same way. The golf club was broken, so she's beating him with her fists. But that implies that she was beating him with the golf club to the point where the golf club broke. That's my main takeaway right there. The brand of golf club in the game, solid golf club. Did not take a dent. Survived the entire beating. Golf club in the show is that Amazon ordered golf club. Broke after a couple smacks. They don't make them like they used to. But Ellie does show
There's no opinions!
up like in the game to get the drop on her, hold her to the ground, and then it ended by Abby taking the broken golf club and stabbing Joel in the neck with it. He's pretty dead. In the game, she turns the golf club around, gives one more whack. Either way, Joel dies. Still, I do wonder how fans of the show are going to think, feel, and react if they haven't played the game. Must be very shocking.
Me
for them if they haven't played
too.
the game and we're under a rock when the game came out. Pedro is going to come back in a couple of flashbacks, filling in those information gaps. Like, did Pedro Pascal know? Was he like, all right, yeah, I'll sign on for 3 seasons? Wait, what? Oh, fine, I'll do Fantastic Four and everything else they'll put me in because I'm in everything. The show built around perspective. Tell you what they should have done.
True. He's in everything, guys. Rip Joel for the second time. Cry emoji, cry emoji, cry emoji. We got Joel again before GTA 6. I love memes, chat. When Pedro Pascal is in a HBO show, it can only mean one thing. True, remember when the mountain squished his fucking head in? God. Oberyn Martell, what a performance. Much better than shitty Joel. That moment when Joel actually tries to get up when Ellie yells at him, unlike the game, was hard to watch. People keep saying this. I don't remember this at all, so... Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were Casey swings on Tatsu. I'll never call goal. Oh my god, it's from Ninja Turtles 3, my favorite movie of all time. I wish I got the reference, but I haven't watched those movies in a little while. My mum and dad never played the game and really liked Season 1 a lot. After Episode 2, they literally said, what's the point? We're pissed. True, this is what I said, chat. This is what I said. Wondered why the hell they were going to do more episodes and went back to watching The Mentalist. That is a show my dad used to watch. So I can safely say they had a pretty reasonable reaction. True. Joel in 1. Everybody's mummy and daddy hates the show now, so it's pretty cool. Anyway, that was something. I mean, that definitely may... Oh, I read that already. Why would you bring up infected CGI when you could just point out how the background looks when characters leave Jackson on horseback? None of these things were noticeable. Kill yourselves. The rain on the window, the dimly lit room. Take me back, man. Truly looked terrific. Rain on the window. Was there rain on the window when they killed Joel? Or were you talking about something else here? The dimly lit... The room is weird, and I have thought about the room a lot in the show, where it's like... It feels like a staged, like, play thing, where the floor is so, like, clean, and it does feel a little weird. But whatever. There's a big window in front of it. It is true. God, rain is, like, synonymous with The Last of Us Part 2, huh? Because you're in fucking shitty, rainy Seattle for so long. It's pretty fucking cool. And, like, Ellie putting a fucking hood on and how the rain drips off it and shit. Bro came at Joel with a scalpel. Why'd they change it for the stupid moral shit? Worst episode of all time. I guess because somebody reiterated that, I think, in the Colin Moriarty thing I was watching. So, like, maybe in the show, the guy didn't reach for the scalpel, but whatever. The moralizing is weird. Like, I don't like that either, but whatever. Maybe you're supposed to not like the moralizing, brother. So EliteAri's has been a very controversial boy recently. First of all, he buys his stuff, so that's pretty retarded, so we all hate him for that. Also, a lot of people are really, really dumb about piracy, and they think they are actually doing the moral thing by being pirates. Now, they can justify this by any, like, 3 IQ strat where it's like, big company's bad, actually, so stealing thing is moral. Or Crunchyroll bad, they don't even pay the studios enough, immoral. Or digital stuff, you don't even own your stuff. Did you know that? And owning stuff is very important to me. So, you know, very bad. I'll always own this great torrent I have. And EliteAri's stands on his principles here. He says, I'm a moron and I'm rich, so I'll pay for everything. From privilege, he gets to have that opinion. You ever notice that? Strikingly privileged. We learned that when we found out he was a Jew.
Nintendo.
The most privileged of people, apparently. But we'll get to EliteAri's Jewishness when we get to the great H3H3 reaction. But then, for whatever reason, I would never do this. I would react on stream, we would all hang out and make fun of it. I would never upload a video. If I ever upload a video shitting on Hassan, that is now my career. Or doing anything political. Like, he can... And EliteAri is an expressly not political person. But the comments all treat him like he's an extremely political person. And this can always be brought up in the future whenever he does something bad. Isn't that Ethan genocide apologist EliteAri who just got exposed for grooming Miller the Killer and Kyle Entertainment's completely innocent. In Kyle Entertainment's Discord server, I always knew he was a piece of shit. I don't know, EliteAri, bad idea. But he uploaded it anyway, and look, now it has 1.2k views. And then he did an even more suicidal thing. He went after the retarded gamers. And he's also being killed for that. Now, we can't see the like to dislike ratios on this, but 15 and 1.2k, yikes. But I think this one might be a little worse. 11 to 9. EliteAri has told me that this dislike ratio is like 90% or something. So, you know, it wasn't such a hot take to hate that shitty Vinland Saga anime. Now, EliteAri was it. Miller the Killer linking a video. The gamers hate me way more than the Hassan fans. But the Hassan fans will stick to you forever, EliteAri. Oh my god, One Piece? Blind Wave? Oh my god, the Great Syrup Village? I didn't remember. I feel like this is right where I fell off the anime.
A bit sluggish after all these years.
Ew. Did you just hear that fucking dub audio?
They're
I
crying.
do feel a bit sluggish after all these years.
I knew he hadn't grown soft when I saw that old habit of his. That strange way of lifting his glasses so that...
See, Aaron, there's a reason.
Oh my god, the great Aaron from Blind Wave was making fun of him for his glasses tilt.
It makes sense. It's smart. Still hate him. Oh, I love it so
Did you see how actually mad Aaron was there?
smart.
He's not happy. He's fishing for a comeback, but nothing's coming.
Still hate him.
Everybody's laughing at him, so he has to divert to the joke.
Oh, I love it so
Why does Rick look like he's 3 foot tall here?
much. It's so cool. It's so cool. It's so dumb that it goes back around and makes it cool again.
That's One Piece, ya fucking idiots. Anyway, dub's disgusting. The Nintendo video is my worst like to dislike ratio by far. Notice how he doesn't give us the statistics, because he's cowardly. Realizing Goda's genius in real time. True. They just called him retarded, I think. Anyway, there's some funny comments here, and it's it is so true. Because there is a mix of fans here, because I've delved into these comments before. EliteAri, for whatever reason, was like, the wake up bit is like pretty cool, guys. You know, that was actually good. It was obviously the worst thing in the entire video. It was this weird cringe wake up compilation. That's really annoying and terrible. And like, makes your skin crawl. It's so cringeworthy and bad. It's like the worst of it. It's nearly as bad as that One Piece dub we just heard. This fucking shit right here. Hey, go back. I'm doing this thingy over here. Hey, I'm trying to kill yourself, HBO Max. Anyway, Denims was just there. She's so pretty. Now, so that's funny that he's getting roasted for this. I don't know. Do we actually want to read through these comments? It's so funny. I remember reading this one where it's like, when you start the video saying you're a huge fan of H3H3, it shows that you're a fucking idiot. You're going to hate my boy Hassan. Oh, I was teasing how I love Hassan now. I have been watching Hassan stuff recently because I've been watching a bunch of Stavros House, or whatever the guy's name is. I can't say it. It's the greatest podcast of all time. Looking forward to it every week. Just watching the most recent episode. I feel like most people have seen this guy. He's vaguely internet famous. He's a comedian guy. He was on that lefty show Come Town or whatever. But he has done a bunch of streams with Hassan, and they're actually really good. I haven't even watched their podcast episode. But all these are like really good, and you're like, man, this Hassan guy, he's so likable, he's so charming. And then he'll talk about something serious for a second, you're like, oh, that's right, he's a fucking retard. Like, he's saying the dumbest, like, most reductive shit and summarizing it completely. And you get reminded, but it's not a big deal. He moves on from it in a second. He's just funny. He's like a jovial. He's so personable. I'm like, oh, this is why everybody loves Hassan. He's like a great guy. We love Hassan. So yeah, that's funny. But, the great Ethan from H3H3, he's annoying. I would never watch one of his streams or something. He sucks. It is funny because I am also getting fed this stuff on Twitter right now, where it's always like Ethan Klein is a disgusting piece of shit with like 20k likes, and it's just like he's still lying about Hassan to this day, even after the content cop ended his whole fucking career. So that's pretty funny. It seems very anti-Ethan, but I think like the like to dislike ratio on the content cop is worse than on the content nuke, right? So it seems like generally the internet is more on Ethan's side, maybe. Who knows? The Jewface guy is an AI slop channel. He's like AI's... Oh, that's right. Miller the Killer tried to say that the guy that called EliteAri's a Jewface was like a YouTuber. Where is it, the Jewface one? The classic Jewface. Is it like, do we have to sort by newest, perhaps? Family. What does that mean? JD Online, that seems like a channel. Let's check him out. 24 subscribers. Catcher the Rye video essays. And I don't know if this is a pro-EliteAri or an anti-EliteAri comment. No one gives a shit about your opinion, fam. Well, we gotta like that one. Come on now. That's just gotta be true. Great reaction as a fellow H3H. Oh my goodness. Look at this. EliteAri's found one of his own. This content kept it factual. Factually speaking, Ethan has decided to take a 9/11 approach to his own personal friendships. So that just destroyed EliteAri right there. By your own right, you watched the Ian sign his last will and testament before joining the interpersonal relationship equivalent of Al-Qaeda and went base. All of these arguments are retarded. You just got Miller the Killer, moron. Like, this guy just did an insult. He didn't even have a single example. He wasn't talking about anything. He was just like, you're wrong, dummy. And you came back with the most butthurt seeming statement of all time. You're losing this optics war, little bro. It just backfired on y'all. You can't deal with it. I don't know which side that's on. Kept it factual, a.k.a. kept the Hassan narrative, which is delusional. People do seem insane when they say this. And this is like a thing that Destiny would do all the time, where it's like, yeah, Hassan is pulling the strings, guys, and you're all just falling for it. And like, the two Hassan VODs I've watched now with that guy I was just talking about, and I'm like, Hassan's not pulling the strings. He's just a little guy. You guys seem delusional. You don't know Hassan like I know Hassan. And it does seem like it's so easy, because it really is the case. Like, if you watch Hassan, you're obviously, like, all of these descriptions of Hassan are going to be obviously false. Just like all of the descriptions of Ethan on Twitter seem insane. But all it is you're just watching the other guy, and you have no context, and you can just create from, like, all the negative stuff you hear, the characterization of the other person. It's very funny, and all the comments are just, like, engaging with that. And it's like, it's never going to be convincing, because this was something I don't know if I've talked about this or I just talked to EliteAri about this. This is like the problem with, like, it's funny because Hassan is the chief example of this, of like the countering like the red pill stuff is like, because obviously the counter is like a bunch of fucking dumb incels can't even get girls complaining about it. And like that optically works when you're preaching to the choir. But if anybody, like, obviously they don't see themselves as that. The people who watch them don't see themselves as that. So when you hurl that as an insult, not only does it not hit, it also, like, reinforces all of their beliefs that, like, everybody that disagrees with us only engages with stuff on, like, the surface level and has no idea about anything. Now, obviously, there is a big thing missing in my analysis here, and that is what is actually true. Which probably Ethan is on the side of being more true in this case. But it's a problem because nobody cares about that. And also, I don't really care about that. And I don't really find that interesting, as this is like a topic. Which would suck if you were Ethan. Because obviously there's like a real world consequences to this stuff. it'd probably suck if you're a H3H3 fan and you're like, well, there's a bunch of delusional shit out there, and it's like people don't know and they're just lying and stuff. I don't know. It's all a funny little game between silly content creators. Maybe his interpersonal relationships deserve 9/11. Now that is a classic joke. I don't know how I didn't make it. There you go, Miller the Killer. I genuinely have no idea how Ari watches Ethan so drawn out with not much happening. I don't know. EliteAri's a funny guy. He does some funny things sometimes. He likes... What's something weird? Jujutsu Kaisen. Like, what the fuck? Why would anybody like that? But EliteAri does, so... Why would anybody like Ethan from H3H3 when the great Hassan is right there? Who knows? Kyle is like a centrist saying Trump and Kamala are just as bad. No, but the Trump and Kamala fans are just as bad as each other, and that's all that matters. I'm just the best. I'm a fan of zero streamers, YouTubers, completely unbiased. That is true. Miller the Killer. He's only loyal to the great Ichiro Oda, and he will defend One Piece at all costs. So there you go. Love how Ethan fans think they know more about Palestine and Israel. This is a funny one, because EliteAri spends a lot of time in the video, like, talking about how stupid it is that, like, people... The point is, before I jump to my analysis of the situation, is the thing about how, like, there's clips in the content cop of Hassan talking about, like, Israel's war crimes, his whole internet career from, like, 2016 or whenever he first showed up doing Facebook videos or whatever. And it's like Ethan only found out, like, a week ago. And this is obviously a big thing about Destiny, right? When he was with all those experts doing that debate or whatever, and it was like, studied 10-year professor, 20 years on the subject, 17 books. And it's like, there's a clip of Destiny like 6 months before that saying he doesn't know anything. And because the point is that literally, logically, that makes no sense. Like, obviously, you knowing and talking about things for longer doesn't make you right on the topic at hand. This is literally just absolutely meaningless. To have been known about something for longer literally does not logically follow that you are therefore more right on a subject. It literally is just not even a logical fallacy. It just... Do you say bad logic? I'm missing a word here. It's literally retarded, bro. But it is optically the greatest dunk of all time. Because, again, we don't care about the facts. What we care about is, like, authenticity and, like, credit. Like, you should get credit for knowing about this. Like, that's just something you do when you're a kid, and it translates into your whole adult life. Is that it is cooler to know about something before everybody else knows about it. And it is, like, a validating thing that you find a lot of, like, not pleasure in, like, validation in. Like, I remember, I nearly got in a fist fight with one of my friends in school who was like, I don't remember if it was literally like Gangnam Style or some super popular YouTube video. And he was trying to say that he saw it when it had like 20,000 views. And I didn't even argue with him. I might have at the beginning. I'm like, shut up, you're being retarded, you're lying. And then I was like, then I just started making fun of it. Like, the idea of thinking you were cool because you saw Gangnam Style before it approached. And I've never seen this person get so mad in their life. Just because, like, it is like a thing where you think you've won. You're like, I saw Gangnam Style before it was cool, so I win. Like, this is great. And then for somebody to, like, invalidate that whole process and not even focus on, like, trying to prove that you're a liar, but, like, agreeing with you and then saying that it's gay is, like, maddening. And that's sort of, like, the reason why that person got so mad in that scenario was, like, is the same reason why it resonates so much that, like, Hassan's, like, an expert. He's been talking about this forever, and, like, that he deserves credit for that because he's a real political guy, whereas you're just, like, a hobbyist who's just shown up now that it's, like, a hot topic. And because, like, chasing trends is seen as, like, a really bad thing. Like, that's, like, a thing we dislike. But it's literally retarded, but, like, that's how people function. And so that I can see, and I think it would even work on me if I didn't know anything about the subject. If I was, like, and I didn't, like, have a propensity to think Hassan was obviously wrong about everything he says about this, I'd probably be like, you know, that's pretty good. You know, like, just subconsciously it would work. I'd be like, yeah, that's true. Yeah, Hassan wins. Kill yourself, Ethan. It's very funny. I don't know if I've seen the replies to this. You speaking about the issue doesn't make you an expert? True. What a smart guy here. Anyone can do it. Researching about it, on the other hand, does. Not really. Not necessarily. You can speak on the subject for 20 years and no less than a person who's researched a week a month. That's just factually true. Well, that part's kind of true. I'm aware of 90. This is also funny. This type of internet like counter argument where it's like and a genuine like, actually, I know everything about this subject comment. It's like so funny. I'm aware of 91 years of history regarding the mandatory Palestine, the Hero Transfer Agreement of the 1933, the Nakba, etc., etc. I know which side I'm on. Doesn't mean I want suffering on either side, though. Oh my god, what a great pragmatist here. And Hassan is not the arbiter of truth, but shitty Ethan is still wrong. What a loser. Your daddy Lassan isn't an expert on anything, lol. See, this is like the copium stuff. This is like the... Hassan's your daddy, boy. Kill yourself. And it doesn't work. This is no good. This is not good. I don't know if we want to read the rest of this fucking shit. We're talking about genocide. It's bigger than Hassan or Ethan. True. It is annoying because when it's like a political thing, you kind of can play this moral card and it can kind of work. Where it's like, this is not just about drama. This is about people's lives. Whereas, like, if you get into a similar argument about, like, Attack on Titan or something, you can just pull the ejection button where you're like, this is just a silly anime, so stop being a pussy. You can't really pull that card here. But the funny thing is, everybody talks about everything the same, no matter. So, it's just funny. Oh, this is the famous one. This one's very funny, where it's like, I wish I could be, I was this ignorant, it seems like bliss. Talking about EliteAri's here being an ignorant idiot. Truly mind-blowing watching and you not understand what the hell is wrong with Ethan, and still not knowing, even after it's been laid out right in front of you. Then get to this timestamp, and realize you actually think Hassan has been harassing Ethan in any way. This is a great comment. Oh, we got the great responses here. Can you give an example of something? I don't know why, but the can you give an example thing pisses me off too. Oh, this is the same guy from before. Like, this is an optics L. Examples? Cite your sources? All you have to do is say, cite your sources in a funny voice, and the example dude kills himself literally on the spot. He's been defeated. We're all laughing at you, little bro. Your bias is showing? True. We get it. Every point you don't like is biased. True. Why would you subject yourself to watching an admit an HVH exam if you're looking for an unbiased perspective? Because he loves Mushoku Tensei and loves the great EliteAri's opinions, of course. And he especially likes that Kyle Entertainment guy. He's funny. He literally said he's biased towards H3. It doesn't mean anything. Thumbnail looked like you were doing Jew face, the equivalent to blackface. Are you a Jew? See, everybody has taken this poor young man to be anti-Semitic. But I think he's defending the great Jewish race here. I think he's like, God, AI fungi, EliteAri destroyed by one of his own. Oh my god, look at these massive videos. What do you think? Do you think this is a good video? We discovered some of the...
It began with a call that jolted me awake in the dead of night.
Oh, it's like creative writing.
Precisely at 1 a.m. Groggily, I answered, "This is John."
Oh my god, it is a story. To find a portal to the creator of the Atlantic, dive into this horror story and enjoy. Please note all stories featured on this channel are original creations. I do not feature stories from other... Please do not send any submissions. Interesting. But his name is AI Fungi. Is that just a funny thing? Did you write it and then just have a voice do it? Who knows? This guy's talented. Unlike some people. But he's accusing EliteAri of doing blackface. He's defending people here. I'm struggling to see it. Now, Miller is fishing here, and it is very funny. I'm struggling to see it. Which features of a Jew was he displaying in the thumbnail? Now, this is a funny, like... I don't know if I want to say it. This is a funny, like, alt-right talking point from Miller, where it's like, he's trying to bait the other person. Now, there's no alt-right connotation here to Miller, but this is something like, if somebody was accusing somebody of doing a blackface, and then an alt-right person was like, can you please describe what is reminiscent of a black person here? And, like, the guy responding is like, the big lips. Then the alt-right would be like, see, you're the real racist. You think all black people have big lips? And it's like, you can kind of trap him in sort of like a seeming, like, gotcha there. Now, Miller the Killer is just baiting this guy to be more racist. So it's like to the opposite end. but it's funny that it's like the same line that you would go down here. He looks like he controls the weather. Now this guy comes in with with the funniness. But also, this guy might not even be anti-Semitic because he could be in on the joke here, making fun of this first guy by going to the extreme. But then this guy, I don't know, he just seemed Jewy. Nose, hairstyle maybe, so he did get baited. The sleaziness. I don't know, bro. You want what you want from me. So this seems a little anti-Semitic here, perhaps. The Jews are sleazy. I didn't know. No mention of money, though, so that's a little bit of a missed opportunity. Crazy. Oh, somebody's mad they never caught up to Naruto before it finished. I am mad. That is true. I will live with that trauma until the day that I die. The Jew Face channel does have pretty big videos. EliteAri's should be honored to have such a big YouTuber in his comment section. I really got the best possible outcome from that comment. You baited him incredibly successfully. Mill of the Killer is linking an AI channel. It'd be funny if it was a totally not Mark video and this was a joke, but I feel like it's just going to be a boring AI.
The famished Straw Hats sail through a storm.
True. The One Piece Whole Came Island arc.
They struggle to maintain course. Luffy states he'll save Sanji no matter what. On the Queen Mama Chanter.
Your recaps have been extremely helpful. I hadn't watched the anime since many years ago. Your videos are extremely important and managed to catch me up in no time. Good job, bro. See, if I wanted One Piece recap, I would go to the great One Piece 101 Best Guy Ever lecture. And that's created and extremely funny, so it's better than this slop nonsense. Anyway, EliteAri is an IDF apologist. We know that to be true. L-Dubs made a content cop on all the people who should have got content copied. I bet you've never seen this comment. Remember when Asmongold said this or something? Oh my god, chat, did you see people are saying Emiru groomed a 17-year-old girl? This is big. Let's go over to LSF. She just moved in with Cinna and Bonnie too, chat. Can you believe it? That's not going to be good. They're going to have to move out. But they never said the name. But everybody said it was Emiru on Twitter. So this is crazy. And this is after Emiru talked about how she got groomed by a streamer when she was 17. Hurt people, isn't it crazy, chat? Hayden Christensen, Star Wars Celebration. Do you know Star Wars Celebration was in Tokyo? I don't know how I think I watched an IGN video. Oh, and they announced a new movie, EliteAri. We had to do a new movie starring Ryan Gosling. And it's just a one-off movie soon. But also there's a Mandalorian movie coming out. I think EliteAri told me that one time. Jarky Bacon was for a time the only comment on this great video. What you mean agreeing? Oh my god, EliteAri responded. I didn't see a EliteAri response. Oh, what an idiot. What's he doing here? What do you mean? Agreeing with reality. Ethan doesn't agree with reality. He believes the slogan means killing Jewish people, but it means the liberation of Palestinians by method of killing people. To give the land back to who belongs, aka Palestinians. That doesn't mean Jewish people die. True, and EliteAri, I'm sure, cooked him in the comments here, but too long didn't read. I was flipped around by the opposition to... Oh my god, you got flipped. Oh my god, this is a different guy. We can at least learn something here. True, Israel intended into... EliteAri doesn't care about Israel. Ethan, I don't want to read this fucking... but I kind of do. I assume you're talking about 16. I can try and clarify, but I don't think I did a good job in the video. Why is EliteAri being... Don't take a backward step. What are you, retarded? I'm not saying that what Ethan says is coherent or not congruent with reality. I'm saying that the original conversations Ethan intention came across as agreement with the Sana Foundation. This is a result of disagreement or from the river to the sea. Ethan explicitly states at the beginning of the original stream. I wanted to talk about. True, EliteAri, you cooked him. You convinced him, bro. Don't argue with people. The lefties were always right. You just got to make fun of them. Oh my goodness, Emiru is cleared, chat! Woo! Bonedy says Emiru is not the person in the grooming allegations. She's free. I can go back to loving my Emiru content without moral indiscretions. Ethan Klein receives 2 human scrolls in the mail. Oh, I already saw a tweet saying this. Who cares? Not cool. Wholesome electrical engineering student activates a Jacob's ladder for his viewer. What does that mean? It's a movie. Pokemon goes on a rant about rich people. That's crazy. We love Pokimane here. Well, I wanted to find out about Emiru grooming, but that didn't happen. Oh, the great Pirate Software. He's still around. Looks at chat, waits a minute, solves puzzle instantly. I want the great EliteAri's to weigh in on the Pirate Software thing. I want him to once again get a 90% dislike rate where he defends shitty Pirate Software and his annoying voice and his shitty attitude and says that he didn't actually just cheat off chat here. Oh my god, Squeaks. We like Squeaks. He's a funny guy, chat. I'm not going to open any of these quips. I just need Twitter. Mirror for those who can't see the tweet. Everyone's so thirsty for the drama will accept anything without asking for a poof, as long as it involves someone they dislike or associates with. That's what I've been saying all stream. They just wanted to slander the great Emiru. She didn't groom a 17-year-old, not that we know of yet. Not this 17-year-old. So what will the schizos run with now? It is funny, because Emiru does get a lot of even side beef from like the Hassan stuff, which is very interesting, because she is like very close with Asmongold for whatever reason. Oh, Emiru also did a thing recently where she talked about how Black Myth Wukong should have won Game of the Year or something, and how Sony obviously paid to get Astrobot Game of the Year at the Game Awards or something. I was like, oh my god, this is exactly what we were talking about earlier, where she like knows vague things, but she's like, she's not a part of our great media consumption. She doesn't know anything about any of this. Anyway. The person I was referring to in those clips was not Emiru, and I never said it was. The fact that people ran with the story and put her name in an attempt to cancel her is really disgusting. Oh my goodness, do you think she paid her off? This is crazy. Now, I'd click on the profile, but we've got 21 cosplayer, so is she going to be naked? Well, you know, probably not, but because they'd... Oh! We gotta get out of here, chat. We gotta get out of here. Anyway, so I'm glad I cleared up that misinformation. But let's look at EliteAri's spreading misinformation about the great Nintendo and the entitlement of gamers. Actually, EliteAri's was on Nintendo's side, so that was really disappointing. Oh my god, EliteAri's got the ire of the great Moist Critical fans here. He just can't win. Two of the biggest retards on the entire internet, Hassan and Moist Critical, coming at EliteAri's. This is not good. Nintendo video has 11 likes to 97 dislikes. Get wrecked, kid. You know, hold on. Let's just compare. YouTube Studio. Let's go to the famous, the iconic, the best. Oh, let's not look at this. That's a little depressing, huh? I haven't checked the Griffith video in like a month. It's got to be at 1 million views, right? Oh, it hasn't gotten many views at all. Oh, we're nearly at 500k for this one. Oh, 150 for the Sopranos video. Nearly 100 for the Baltic Sea War video. Too bad all these videos fucking suck and I should private all of them. Where's the content? Where's the content cop? Where's the content slop? Where's the... You know, I got like 200 videos in this show. You know, no biggie chat. You know, it's pretty fucking cool. You know, it's pretty fucking great. You know, I don't think you can sort by like to dislike because YouTube sucks. But, you know, we got some big ones here. Sopranos character tier list. Some people did not like this one. Why the fuck did I get limited ads on this? I don't think I played any clips in that. Ooh, we got Attack on Titan tier list. You know, you always get a lot of dislikes on the great tier list. It can't be helped. But, you know, mass slaughter is wrong. We got a lot of likes on that one. That's crazy. Oh, look, I'm just so popular and agreeable. Ooh, 40. Ooh, that's a negative one. Oh, the Naruto tier list. The people did not like Rock Lee and D tier or whatever I did. Fuck Rock Lee. Oh, Vinland Saga. Oh, I looked at the Vinland Saga chapter 166 leaks. This was, I was really mad because they were already married. That's a great video. That's so funny. That's epic. Oh, I wish I was cool like that still. Shitty Syrup Village video is all the way back here. Don't worry, chat. We just got to look here and we'll see the dislikes. Remember, get whatever EliteAri's, do the fraction. Tell me the percentage so we can compare. Now, the original trailer reaction, where I was even shitting on the Vinland Saga anime Season 1 trailer, was on the old channel, but that had even more dislikes than I think this great video. Oh, I just uploaded a whole VOD one time. Got 60 likes because I was talking about The Last of Us Part 2 when it was hot. 100 likes on Full Metal Alchemist First Impressions. What the fuck do you think I say in this video? That's crazy. Pokemon. Oh, because it's sorted by views. Oh, it's not even sorted by... I'm fucking up completely. It's not even sorted by... release date. It's sorted by views, which means it's on the first page, right? No. Ah, 26%. Elite already beat me. 10k views. That's pretty fucking cool, huh? Engagement, it'll be under, right? 20 subscribers from this great video. Fuck yeah. I think Jockey Bacon is one of the subscribers from this video. It got 1 view in the last 48 hours. What a terrible thumbnail, by the way. People only 4 minutes in and got so mad. Pussies. So 24%. My average channel is 97%. That's gone up recently, huh? Leonardo beat me. I gotta do something controversial. I should make that Breaking Bad video about how it sucks and Boardwalk Empire is good. I'm so scared Nintendo's gonna be out of business because of these idiots. No, these are like the same retarded gamers from like 10 years ago. So they're all gonna buy Tears of the Kingdom $70 version. Emeru having any opinion is funny. Whenever I see her, she's silent and agreeing with whichever man she is with. No, she's usually talking about a rabbit or something. You don't know the great Emeru like I do. And we're in our fan era now, right? That's whose VODs we vaguely check before we go to sleep, but you can't really fall asleep to them because they're not engaging enough. So you got to put on a PCP University lecture or a Wrestling Observer video. Those are the good sleep ones now. But we got to get back on Preston, you know. We've taken like a year and a half off. I think it's time. The Nintendo video has way funnier comments than the Jew video. Wrap it up. Oh my god, we're getting to it. Oh, were the actual dead human skulls or like figures? I don't think it was clear. True, Ethan, you know. Did you see the extra Emily spleeting? That shit's evil, man. Who gives a fuck? That's my opinion. Everybody really hates extra Emily. She gets an uncharacteristic amount of hate for how small she is, and it does definitely all go back to the spreadsheet she had of all the guys she fucked. Because that makes people on the internet very insecure, I think. And that's like the first domino. And then the second domino is her being ungrateful to her parents, which for whatever reason I hate parents! We should be ungrateful to all of them. So of course I was on her side. Plus it was like a joke she would always tell in her streams. So like it was literally like a joke people misunderstood, and then the problem with Extra Emily and why we can't defend her properly is because she is weak-willed like EliteAri's. She will take a back step. She did cuck out and pay her parents back and then posted the receipt on Twitter so people would like her again. But it didn't make anybody like her again. She's so fucking stupid. Anyway. Still got my whine about it. Patreon subscription. We got that now. Those are our favorite streamer girls. Did you finish the Fast and Furious lecture, Miller the Killer asks? And no, I haven't watched it since probably the last time I talked to you about it. Fast and Furious is fucking boring. And it really is just like, you could just watch the movies to get all of this. So I'll probably get back to it at some point. I've been very busy, you know. She was exonerated today. Shut up, Heath. I found out myself, loser. Human skulls. Nintendo video has way funnier comments. Human skulls for like the Science or History Institute or something. They stole it? No, they just paid for a toy. Nintendo vid is like I already read that one. I read that one. I read that one. I read that one. They all seem fake. I don't know how anybody likes them. Extra Emily is so fake. I can't tell if her Asian voice is fake. Extra Emily doesn't even have an Asian voice. What the fuck are you talking about? Anyway, nobody is fake. Everybody is themselves. You got to get over this thinking people are clever enough to put on characters thing. It's not true. Imagine saying Charlie had a bad opinion and not even watching the full video with all of his points. Did you not watch it, EliteAri? I feel like EliteAri definitely says he probably watched this whole video. Imagine walking up to a person and saying, oh, you don't have enough money for this hobby, but desire it, you are entitled. Now, hold on a second, chat. But isn't that like... Well, I guess that's not the definition of entitlement, because entitlement would come with an attitude. But obviously, game is like the most entitled thing. Here's a great Colin Moriarty talking point where he always goes off about how video games is like obviously like the cheapest hobby ever. Like you can literally just like download Fortnite for free and play it. Like it's literally free. You could play it for literally like thousands of hours if you wanted to. Like, literally, if you pay on PC, you don't have to pay for anything in Fortnite, right? Because you don't have to pay for internet access like you have to do on a console. You don't have to pay for a console. I guess you have to pay for a PC. But I feel like Fortnite is very optimized that you can play it on, like, any PC. So it's like... Anyway. But gamers will always be complaining. Dude, we are high on... if I hear cost of living again, I'm going to throat punch somebody. This is all anybody talks about in Australian politics. This is like the reason why Donald Trump had to be elected is because eggs cost more, guys. Did you know that? Eggs are costing more. So paying $80 for a game instead of spending money on groceries is dumb. Nobody is lacking money for groceries. Nobody. This is just a lie. If you are, you can literally get money from the government. Even in America. They have food stamps. People complain about it all the time. This is the most retarded talking point of all time. It's hyper dramatic. This person leaving a comment on this video, I hate gamers. This person leaving a comment on this video is absolutely not doing this. And it has nothing to do with anything. Also, games cost money to make. You gotta, like, fund that somehow. Otherwise, games are just gonna come out of anywhere. Anyway. I don't think nearly enough attention is paid to the infantile brand loyalists who put us in this position and enable Nintendo and AAA. Nobody is loyal to these... The loyalty to these companies is not why these games sell. It's because people want to play the games. It's like not even Miller the Killer. A retarded Nintendo dick sucker buys every Nintendo game just to be like, Nintendo needs my money. Like, nobody does this. Like... I will always buy every Pokemon game, but it's not out of brand loyalty. It's like because I obviously really want to play every Pokemon game. Whenever I get the Pokemon game, except for Shitty Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, we'll ignore that one for the sake of this. And that's because I just played one like right before that, so you know, that doesn't count. Like, I'll play that game for like 10 hours every day until I finish it. It's crazy. Like, it's, I don't know. It's just, gamers are the most retarded people of all time. And I hate how they always get mad at people. Like, and they always have to, like, make it some ingenious, like, evil that's doing it to them to explain why the market obviously doesn't agree with any of their retarded takes. It's always like, it's brainwashed brand loyalties that are making all this possible. I believe in the great capitalism, chat, and capitalism sets the right price, which is $90 for fucking Donkey Kong, because Donkey Kong didn't look cool and it's not $90. And Mario Kart. Oh, I didn't watch any of the Mario Kart Direct. Seemed boring. Nobody talked about it. I didn't see any tweets about it. So it can't have been good. Miller the Killer can give us the rundown. Where are we up to? Can I catch up before the One Piece 102? I'm 10% all the way through Wano. I can do it. Well, we didn't know Miller the Killer was up to Wano. First of all, if you're 10% of the way through Wano, you can watch the Great 101. It's the greatest lecture of all time. Except it's not. Is it? I can't remember, because, like, the Guilty Gear one, the Animorph ones are both great, because the crowd interaction is great. Like, everybody is very invested in Animorphs, and that's really cute. Everybody, like, really hates all the Guilty Gear crazy stuff, and that's really funny. Kingdom Hearts is kind of like that, too, where it's like, we're kind of making fun of the thing as we go, because all of this stuff is stupid as fuck. Nate is not complaining about One Piece in this One Piece lecture, except for very key bits where he has like a haki tangent for like 5 minutes. But other than that, he is like, this is all great. I think when he gets to Dressrosa, he might be like, oh, One Piece kind of fell off, everyone thought it was bad, but then he just transitions into how Big Mom is the greatest character of all time or something. And Munchie even has a point at the end of the, like, not even at the end, like 3 hours into the lecture where he's like, wait, One Piece is still good? Like, I thought this was going to be like a Kingdom Hearts thing where it like falls off and we get to the end of the lecture and we all hate it. But like Nate is like, no, like the One Piece stuff that's happening right now is like the best One Piece stuff ever. The Great Whole Cake Island, even though they were a little bit into Wano. And Katakuri, obviously his favorite character. And so I feel like I only really like the One Piece lecture because One Piece is really cool. But I feel like there were funny parts in the One Piece lecture. Nate's just funny all the time. All the Big News Morgan stuff is really funny. Everybody really liked that stuff where they're like, literally Big Bird shows up, he writes the paper, and he's like an evil, corrupt guy, but then he's just a good guy. And they were like freaking out about how great Big News Morgan is. I don't know. Anyway, that's our great lectures tangent. When's the next one coming out? Hopefully it's better. True, that doesn't change the reality. As costs go up, so they go up for Nintendo as well. Pricing is literally directly and exactly just inflation adjustment. On Switch 1 prices, is it expensive? Yes. Does that make it Nintendo? Yeah, whatever. True, bro, true. Yeah, I don't want to be negative, and listen, to be honest, I couldn't get past the first 2 minutes of what you were trying to say, because what you're saying has been said over and over. Just boycott and vote with your wallet. Oh no, this is the big copium of what I was just talking about. We tried to vote with our wallets, we tried, but nobody would vote with us. Our ideas aren't popular at all. I don't think it's just the case of Nintendo increasing its prices from $70 to $80 USD. Also, these fucking Yanks complaining when it's more expensive for everybody else just makes me angry. Or in our case, around $100 USD. Well, the Switch 1 games are $110, so I don't know what the fuck this idiot's talking about. It's probably only like the new ones. Actually, I might be thinking of PS5 games. I don't know. I went to JB Hi-Fi and looked around that one time, and it was funny. Oh, and in New Zealand, it's even worse. Maybe it was New Zealand where it was $110. But I remember Pokemon Battle Revolution when it first came out and going to EB Games, and it had the sticker on there and it was $110. And I was like, this must be the greatest video game of all time. It's $110. And I remember my cousin got Battle Revolution before me, and he had the sticker and it was still on it that said $110. And I'm like, man, your mom must be rich, bro. She wasn't. That's funny. Even back then. So we need to inflate the prices to at least $200. I may be wrong here, but I believe Mario Odyssey, which by all means is an incredible game released in 2017, is still listed at full price. This is true. Nintendo doesn't give price cuts on their games. I'm pretty sure this is just because Nintendo makes most of its money through its games. And because, like, there was like a stat that Colin Moriarty read out where he was like, Nintendo is like destroying, not really, but they are winning in console sales over the PS4 and the PS5 with the Switch 1. But like Nintendo year over year makes like 25% of what Sony makes, just because Sony makes so much from their the PlayStation store, because everybody buys their games on Sony that doesn't buy on Steam. And because PlayStation gets 30% of all sales on the PSN. On the PlayStation Store, PlayStation Network, two different things. Whereas like most of Nintendo, like if you look at the highest selling Nintendo games, most of them are Nintendo first party things, which they do get 100% of the profits for because they are first party, right? But it's just like Nintendo is so insular, which makes them like foolproof from like outside influences in a sense. It's like a very interesting business model. And the more you read about Nintendo, and I haven't done much, but like, remember when we watched like that Shigeru Miyamoto video, and then I read his Wikipedia page, and I've also been reading like the Pokemon Wikipedia page, Wiki Warrior. The Nintendo seems to be like retardedly loyal to their like principles from like 1982 when they were like a toy company, where they like everything is done like in-house. There's a Nintendo way of doing things. They don't really like acquire studios. They sort of build them up. Whereas like Sony will like bring studios in. Like the Sony identity like changes constantly. Like now it is all like Naughty Dog clones. Whereas originally it was like weird Japanese games that Sony's first party used to make. And then they sort of branched out when they first bought Naughty Dog, which was I think was like their second American studio they bought. And obviously all their big studios now are American. They literally only have one studio in Japan, which is the Astrobot studio, which is a splintering off of Team Japan, which was the only Japanese studio for a long time that they fired everybody from. Anyway, it's just very different. Like Nintendo is very like insular, and that like protects some of the things, but it also limits their potential profitability in a bunch of senses, and they don't make as much money as Sony, who's like got their hands in every jar or whatever. And that's why and I'm inferring that's why their prices stay up, because motherfucker, we're going to be making money off goddamn Mario Odyssey. You can't play fucking Mario anywhere else. I believe it's about companies treating their consumers with respect. Kill yourself. I hate this whole fucking shit. This video brought to you by Nintendo. True, EliteAri's a paid shill. He just got a Nintendo Switch. He's got the mind virus. You look like you thank your wife's boyfriend for letting you watch. This is very funny. EliteAri did point this out. EliteAri is a cuck. I have it on good authority. It is funny. The gamers will always bring these out first, right? It is funny because if you go, there weren't. I guess Hassan would make these jokes towards Destiny, right? But like Hassan's fans that are mad at you are never going to make these jokes. It's a very like, and gamers are just the most retarded people of all time, and they're like the most dumb in group of all time. And it's like this is very much a part of their like vocab. Best rage bait in a while. Bro has no clue. These are the funniest things. These used to make me the most mad when I was like having controversial opinions all the time. It was like people who thought I was like trolling or being a contrarian. I was like, no. Retard. Get mad. If not being a corporate bootlicker. Oh, this is a Hassan talking point now. We've got the bootlicker word. And not wanting games to be overpriced as being entitled. Then hell yeah, we are. True. They stand up for themselves, these great gamers. He is rage baiting, and it's just a shit opinion. Pack it up. Pack it up, EliteAri. The cost of game is not justified by the amount of hours you put in, per se. If we tracked the local maximum, then we would be paying $5,000 for Minecraft, $380 for Overtale, $10 for Asura's Wrath. Oh, this is a bad game, I guess. How you raise $1,000? This is true, because that's not how the market works right now. But obviously the conclusion here is that games are like a steal. This is the reason why... Oh, we already got through it. AAA games... I'm not reading all this fucking shit. I gotta read chat and I think we're going flat. We didn't get through many of the... Oh, not that flat. Let me read chat. Where was I up to? Dropped One Piss years ago, and I'm still ahead of Miller. That's true. Watch out, Heath. Our great candidates had a debate tonight, Kyle. I watched some of it. First of all, I saw a 9 News YouTube clip that passed my thing where it was like, both Australian, not presidential candidates, Prime Minister candidates have suspended their campaign in the wake of the tragic death of Pope Francis. And I was like, we give a fuck about that? Like, they're going to have the day off tomorrow because dumb Francis died? First of all, we're doing a conclave tomorrow, chat. Isn't that epic? We saw that in that great movie we all liked. I saw them in their little outfits. It was just like the movie. It was crazy. But yeah, the polls seem to say that Labor's winning, so we can maintain hope until then. We'll do a great election night stream. EliteAri, remember to put your fucking postal vote in and put the one next to Labor. Yeah, stupid motherfucker. But yeah, it's probably not a fun watch. I saw Anthony Albanese was on the Sunday Footy Show. He was throwing the ball through the hoop, and he did actually a good job, so that was funny. How much it was them thanking people for their questions. That is funny. It is so funny where Australian politics is very like formal in that sense, where it's like, and the young lady who was just coming here to talk about how she has 3 children and cost of living has crept up on her and this government just isn't doing enough for her. Thank you for your question. A lot of Australian families are feeling the same way right now. Cost of living has crept up, but you can't get in the fact that Peter Dutton over here would make it even worse. Thank you for your question. And Pete Dutton says, hey, this fucking guy, he wants to let immigrants in when we can't even feed our own people. What's up with that? And then that's what and then he says, thank you for the question, young lady. I look forward to your vote in November. But actually it's in May, I think. Or is it at the end of this month? I don't know. My mother will tell me when I have to vote. Miller's lamowing right now. God, I hate how they both had to go to church today. I know you don't care about the Pope, Albo. You can tell me. Well, he is Italian, right? So he's much more likely to be Catholic. I have no idea about Pete Dutton. And also, I already brought up that point, Miller. Stop copying. Mario Kart revealed like 2 dot points of new information. It was pretty bad. Kind of scared. I'll do everything in a day. Nate, just go online, bro. Nate complaining about One Piece is the funniest thing ever. I will seek out podcast episodes whenever Jinbei or Law do anything. He doesn't complain about Law or... Oh, he does definitely complain about Jinbei in the lecture where he's like, seems like he shouldn't be a straw hat, right? I don't think he complains about Law too much. Which he has a deep-seated hatred for. I think gamers might be dumber than most cohorts because they skew younger. Stop with the copium. I always hate this. They're just young copium. I do it too much, right? We all need to stop doing it. These are all 35-year-old men who have been fed these talking points since they were 15 watching YouTube videos, okay? They're not smart. Nobody's smart. Get over yourself. I was reading one of the new comments and they mentioned that they were a high school student and I realized that they're just stupid and they're kids. High school students are smarter than adults. Too young to realize clothes cost more than games. True. Imagine spending money on clothes ever. Switch 1 games are $70 AUD. Don't believe Miller the Killer. That's a propaganda talking point. I love how the TikTok kids have discovered the concept of trolling recently. But I think it's new because they call it rage bait. I don't know. Rage bait is kind of an old word at this point. I feel like we've been hearing that for years. Well, if you want the company to respond to the market, you're going to have to want to inform the market why it's not in their best interest to support that company. But guess what the market's going to say? Fuck you, Mario Kart's pretty fun, pussy. You say they shouldn't complain, and it's not just when they're filming and making the entire video complaining about... Oh, you're complaining about the complaints, EliteAri's. You're a fucking moron. Get owned, kid. Dog shit rain bait, not even 1K views yet. Sad day. True. Still not at 1K views, I'm pretty sure. I think you're confusing entitlement with standards. So true. Also, I highly recommend you get a change in haircut looks. You gotta upvote that one. True. I loved and hated Nintendo goes far beyond just money. People grew up with them in many forms. You direct your anger towards the people that express the use of... No, I'm not reading your little fucking essay here, kid. Bro doesn't know poor people exist, apparently. He doesn't. EliteAri's is rich. He refuses to give me money, and I am poor. You had me for a minute. This is also these used to piss me off too. The pretending that I was lying. No. Good luck with dealing with the basic common economic sense with the kids in your comment section. Oh my goodness, EliteAri's got a defend here. What a EliteAri bootlicker. Did I miss any good ones, EliteAri? Should we go back and watch it? Embarrassing, not even 1K views, you know. Fuck going on over here. We didn't even get to do a Pokemon music here. We don't have time. EliteAri, you better watch this on your stream that's happening after this one. Don't worry, Chad, he's not... Pokemon Black and White's 2 had a Forgotten Vision? Oh, because it's the last Pokemon game before they all got bad, I understand. You'd think it would be like a cool point, but it's actually a shitty point. In-depth, remembering Pope Francis and what happens next. These aren't a lot of views, huh? We don't give a fuck about the Pope. The Last of Us? Well, they really did. Oh my god, the critical drinker? Oh, what do these comments look like? At least she wasn't a transgender this time. It never sat right that Joel savagely beaten and chopped, stabbed and shot way through the thousand of any infecting, only to be taken out by a small man that described as Gen Z village people. It's true. To line up 1,000 Gen Zers, one great millennial man could take them all out with his bare fists. They're all armed to the teeth. Why does Minigator look like a better casting choice for Ellie? True, people be saying that. My mum watched the show all the way up to this point. She ignored all my spoiler-free warnings that she wasn't going to have that she was going to have a bad time. She called me up last night wondering why the fuck they were thinking, and all I could tell her was, I warned you. 4'9", 100 pounds imp leader of a special resistance DIE specs. That's true. Watch it with people who weren't aware it was coming. They were pissed. The chick playing Abby looks more like Ellie than the... True. Kills the game, kills the TV series, kills his new game. Druckmann, the gift that keeps on giving. It is true. Last of Us Part 2, big failure. Last of Us Season 2, big failure. Intergalactic. It's not looking good, you know. Miller the Killer's fears for Nintendo are my fears for the great Intergalactic. Miller the Killer trying to link videos when I got a second battery warning. Amateur mistake, kid. I don't want to go flat again. That happened yesterday and it was annoying. 5%, we gotta get the fuck out of here. Film Buff has only had one Doctor Who episode left to react to, and it's been more than a month since his last reaction. He hasn't reacted to End of Evangelion in 2 years. I can click on it on my phone. Real quick, I'm clicking on it on my phone, okay? I'll see it. Jimbei, the Radicals. Oh, it's a Podecast clip! Let's go flat. Miller the Killer, he knows how to get
we're finding out that Jinbei is like a literal god tier
I remember this.
helmsman on the level that like Nami is. Okay, so Nami's unbelievable like skill at being like a weather reader, I've always been like a little bit irked by because it's like unbelievable. It's like she's just like
true.
God's gift to
It's
navigate.
not
She
believable.
She literally has magic powers, and you know, like I've had a billion years to accept that, and I do now. But now they're just dropping this on me. The Jinbei, in addition to being like the strongest fishman in the world, has this other ability that's never come up at any point. Why the fuck would a fishman be such a great helmsman? You're a fucking fish. Goddamn swim. Why would you be like such a skilled boat navigator guy?
True.
I don't understand. I don't understand.
Dumb fucking fish. We ate fishmen in One Piece. Also, this is what ours should look like, EliteAri. They got a cool little animated ship and little light up things. Oh, they're so better than us. Get to work, EliteAri, you idiot. Anyway, we should watch more cast clips, Miller. Make a little library of them so we can watch them all on our next stream. When that'll be, I don't know. Me and EliteAri are recording Karanoko Yokai tomorrow. How exciting. Get excited, Heath. He's going to be there. Don't worry. You'll watch them all. Anyway, I'm in the stream.